Today I'm going to be showing you guys the 5 best skill moves that you need to learn in FC24 and more importantly, how to use them. Let's get into it. First and foremost is the ball roll. This is only a 2-star skill move, so basically any outfielder can do this skill move, which is absolutely fantastic. That means you can apply the skill move across all areas of the pitch. It's pretty much risk-free. The ball roll's main purpose is to open up a different angle, usually for a pass. However, it can open up angles for shots, and it's also very effective for going around the goalkeeper as well. Now, driven passes off of a ball roll are the most common use with the ball roll. So with the ball roll, you're generally going to be wanting to change your angle. So if you're in a position where you haven't got a passing angle on, but you can see someone that you would like to pass the ball to, just by doing a ball roll either way, will generally open up the angle. Sometimes that can be for a cross, sometimes it can just be for a basic ground pass. But it's one of the most effective ways to open up passing opportunities throughout the pitch without having to do anything that is too risky. The ball stays very close to your foot with this skill move. You have not got to worry about losing the ball unless you are literally ball rolling into an opponent, which is obviously going to be on you if you're doing something like that. You got to keep it simple. You're ball rolling into space to open up a passing angle, a shooting opportunity, or, as I did mention earlier, to go around the goalkeeper. Next up is going to be step overs. Another 2-star skill move, meaning any outfield player can execute this skill move. But more specifically today, we're going to be focusing on the straight step over. So that means after you've done your step over is the direction that you exit in. And the one we're going to focus on today is literally exiting in the direction that you're already running in, because what that does is it gives you an extremely effective speed boost. It's one of the most effective speed boosts in the game, to do a step over and then exit in the direction that you're running. It's fantastic for bursting into any form of space. The most common use of this is when you are on the byline and you are sort of shoulder to shoulder with a defender and you want to burst past them. That is the most common area of using a step over. However, it can be used in the box, it can be used to burst through after a through ball through to your striker to get clear of the centre backs. It can be even used, say, after a ball roll, which was the first skill move we spoke about today, in order to change angle with the ball roll and then burst into that space with the straight step over. Again, only a 2-star skill move, so any of your attackers are going to be able to do this. You don't need to get in any specific kind of player. It is effective across the board. Players with great agility and balance generally execute the burst of pace after the step over the most effectively, but regardless, any of your attackers are going to be able to make great use of a straight step over because of the speed boost that it gives. It's phenomenal for bursting through on goal. It's phenomenal for working down the wings. It's an absolute must use if you want to get better at FC24. Next up is probably the most advanced skill move that we're going to be talking about today, because it is technically a skill cancel, and that is going to be the McGeady cancel. The reason this one makes the top 5 list, in my opinion, is because it is literally the most effective way to turn into open space. Specifically turning 180 degrees, I find. If you want to literally U-turn, the McGeady cancel is the fastest way to do this. Now, bear in mind, in order to execute a McGeady cancel, it requires a player to be able to do a McGeady spin, which is a 5-star skill move. So you will need a 5-star skill move player in order to achieve the McGeady spin and then cancelling it, achieving the McGeady cancel. Now, at this stage of the game, where lots of players just have 5-star capabilities, that shouldn't be too much of a strain on getting that sort of player into your squads, because so many players now do just have 5-star skill moves by default, but that is super necessary. But in terms of the McGeady cancel, the most effective way to use this is generally around the edge of the box and on the byline. So earlier we were speaking about the step over boost along the byline. Let's say you've done that and you've burst into the space, but the wingback has caught you up and you want to turn around and recycle the ball. The McGeady cancel there is really effective to turn around because they exit it so fast. Any other skill move, or even just using the left stick to turn around, it's much clunkier, it's much slower, it's much more readable. Whereas the McGeady cancel, the defender basically has to react to it because it is executed so quickly that it's not really something the defender can read unless they are literally assuming that's what you're going to do. Unless they're literally predicting you're going to do a McGeady cancel. But if you're playing anyone that's predicting that, then they're definitely going to be a decent level of player. So at that point, it becomes a bit more of a chess match. But on the edge of the byline, trying to turn around into open space, it's really good on the edge of the box as well. But bear in mind, with a McGeady cancel, you don't just have to exit it in the opposite direction. You can exit it to the left, you can exit it to the right, you can even go in the direction you were originally going. So the moment they see the start of that animation, there is so many different ways that you can exit the skill move that it just becomes extremely unpredictable for the defender to read effectively. So this is literally a final third skill move. Do not be doing this anywhere other than the final third, but it's on the byline to turn around or to work into some space, or anywhere around the edge of the box to really break into the opponent's defensive line and get in on goal. The fourth skill move we're going to be looking at today is the lateral heel to heel. Now, the very specific use of this skill move is for going around the goalkeeper. Now, the lateral heel to heel is a 4-star skill move, so it's really easy to utilize in your attacks because there are barely any players at this stage of the game that don't have at least 4-star skill moves. Like I say, it's all about going around the goalkeeper with this one because the animation is fast and it exits at a great angle to get around the goalkeeper, and most importantly, it keeps the ball close to your feet. Now, with the lateral heel to heel, you don't have to face the goalkeeper completely head on before executing the skill move. You can actually already sort of be facing away from the goalkeeper, say at like a 45-degree angle before you execute the skill move. This sort of just ensures that when you do exit the skill move, you are definitely getting into enough space where the goalkeeper isn't going to be getting his hand on the ball. If you face the goalie completely head on, it can be a little bit more inconsistent. So I would definitely recommend using this specifically for going around the goalkeeper, but more importantly, when you are going around the goalkeeper, keep at that sort of 45-degree angle, because that way when you do the skill move into the direction you're already facing, you're basically guaranteed to get around the goalkeeper, and it's just a tap in every time you get in on a one-on-one. Last but certainly not least is the reverse elastico. Another 5-star skill move like the McGeady cancel, so does require a 5-star skiller. However, like the lateral heel to heel that we just spoke about, the thing that makes the reverse elastico so effective is how fast that animation is. Now, there's lots of applications for the reverse elastico, but the single best one, in my opinion, is to execute it from a standing position to open up shooting angles, specifically in the box. Now, there's multiple ways that you can stand still before executing this skill move. You can tap L1, just face the goal head on. You can do a fake shot stop. Lots of different things you can do. Whatever you wish to use to stop still, that is completely up to you. That doesn't really matter. But as soon as you do stand still, execute the reverse elastico around these kinds of areas in the box to then get that angle to shoot across goal, and it works so consistently. The angle that it opens up is such a high percentage strike that it basically forces your opponent to move the goalkeeper to have a chance of stopping it. It's just incredibly effective. Super fast. It doesn't give the opponent time to react. They would literally have to anticipate you doing this before you do it in order to have a chance of the defender stopping it. And then, like I alluded to just a moment ago, they would need to move their goalkeeper if they don't stop it with the defender. So it really puts your opponent in a position where they've got such a small window to actually stop the move, which is why the reverse elastico is last on the list, but probably because it is the hardest to stop out of all of these when executed correctly. Let me know down below, guys, which one of these skill moves is your favourite to use in FC24, if you are using any of these already. If you don't use any of these already and you're unsure about anything that I spoke about, please just leave a comment down below and I'll get straight back to you guys. But as always, guys, if you did make it this far in the video, I really appreciate your time. If you did enjoy it, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and turn your bell on. Take care, guys.